Good morning. So this reading is going to be for Wednesday, June 5th. Oh my gosh, I almost said a different year. Wow. Okay. June 5th has a significance for me specifically. So I almost said the year of significance. But let's get current energy. Let's see more about where we're going. Yeah, okay. I'm not surprised because I was getting this energy of picking up the pieces where it's almost like after a tower moment and everything is just kind of up in the air and it's starting, the dust is starting to settle. It's like, well, I don't want the dust to settle here. I want to move it over here. And I want this to be over here instead. And I want to put some things over here. It's almost like that type of energy where you're in the process of figuring out where things belong. That's what this current energy feels like. What I'm getting at the bottom of the deck here is this Three of Wands energy. So this is some sort of journey. You can see it here where the person is about to embark or in the middle of some sort of long journey. Somebody here who might be reflecting on what exactly is needed, maybe even asking for guidance here from your guides or from ancestors. Ancestors feel significant. But there's something about this journey and this process. There's something about putting things back together. There's something connected to confidence here as well. So when you feel empowered to be able to put things where you want them to be, that's when you're gaining your self-confidence. And I know that sounds almost really trivial, but even being able to put things away when it comes to where you live, what belongs where, you get to decide. There's no universe intervention with that stuff. I mean, you get to decide these things. And if somebody else is trying to force something on you, that doesn't feel like that's the energy right now. So if you've been in that energy or somebody has been, you're really taking your power back in this situation and you're deciding where things belong in your life. How much importance do you give to different people, to different situations? All of that completely relies on your own judgment. I mean, it's not about anybody else here. It's completely about yourself. And so when I look at the past energy here, so I had two cards flip out right away. So Eight of Pentacles with the King of Cups. This is about working on yourself, working on your emotions. That King of Cups is about your emotional needs, but really kind of, I'm getting a tender heart. It is about taking care of yourself. It's making sure your needs are being met, setting yourself up in such a way that, I don't want to say no compromise because I'm trying to find the right words to articulate how I'm feeling. You're setting yourself up in such a way that no one is ever going to be able to rip this out from underneath you again. And so this is something here that happened in the past. You've been setting yourself up to almost be impenetrable when it comes to any kind of outside force really dictating to you how you should live, what you should feel, what should be your priority here. I am getting the High Priestess, so there was something here that you were really keeping to yourself. It does feel like whatever work you were doing on yourself, you really maybe stepped back from the limelight or really just kept things to yourself and said, if I'm going to be successful at this, I can't articulate or tell anybody exactly what I'm thinking because then they're going to have an input and then I might get off course. They might steer me off course or something along those lines. So you did a lot of this work on your own behind the scenes. And it was with this in mind. It was with the Nine of Cups in mind. You're really trying to set yourself up for some sort of emotional fulfillment here. And in order to get it, you recognize that you needed to work on yourself because there was something about yourself that you were holding yourself back. This does feel like it was a wound that came to the surface that made it clear what your blocks were, and one of them needed to be addressed by you on you. And so this current energy here, we've got the Page of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Two of Wands. Page of Wands, it does look like you're going to start opening up. But really what you're doing, your actions are very focused on yourself right now. That Seven of Swords does indicate to me that you're not really letting anybody else dictate how things are going to be. Because what you can see here is we've got the crows here that are trying to steal his swords, but he's really focused on the ones that he has in his hand. It's not, let them have what they have. There's things that I can control and there's things that I can't. And right now I'm going to focus on what I can control. That's what this feels like. So if somebody is trying to manipulate you from the outside, you're really not having it. Page of Wands, you might be having a conversation around this as well. Two of Wands, at the end of all of this, you do see the potential in a situation. This is more about what motivates you, what drives you, making sure that nobody can really get to you in such a way that knocks down your self-confidence. And when I see where we're going, so that Two of Wands is about seeing the potential in a situation. So no action yet, but really starting to think about what journey do I need to be on, because that's the Three of Wands. And here's what it's all about. We have the Ace of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Judgment. So you are making some sort of decision to prioritize yourself, really set those healthy boundaries where nobody else can really come at you and really steal that rug out from underneath you. If that has happened to you in the past, you've been working on yourself here in the past to make sure that doesn't happen. I can see in your current energy, you're really prioritizing yourself. Again, really not letting anybody kind of come at you or really have that same influence over you anymore. You're putting a stop to that so that your future is more of what you want. But I love these two aces because this is a new beginning here. New beginnings. Love it. Tell me about the High Priestess. Nine of Cups. So with the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Cups, working on yourself, really prioritizing yourself. It started with some sort of change in perspective. It's clarified with the Five of Cups. You started seeing things differently, but it's not that you were seeing things differently necessarily. It's that you were seeing the truth of the situation. That's what I'm getting with this entire scenario. So if somebody was here manipulating you in the past, that prevented you from really doing whatever it was that you needed to do for yourself, because I do see with that High Priestess that you were keeping things to yourself. With that High Priestess is the Knight of Wands. And so the actions you were taking were all behind the scenes here. Everything you did was for your own benefit, away from the eyes of other people, outside of any kind of gossip or anything else. You really did take that step back. With the Nine of Cups, Knight of Swords, I like the Knight of Swords here. So Knight of Swords will fight for what you want. That's exactly it. That's what it's coming down to. This is what's motivating you. This is what gets you to continue working on yourself, rebuilding your own confidence, kind of shoring up any place where you might have felt vulnerable, if I can get the words out. So anywhere that you might have felt like somebody could come in and attack or push a button, realistically push a button. Somebody could trigger you. This is what you're doing. You're healing those triggers so that when this person comes at you again, because this person, whomever the Seven of Swords represents, this person's not going to stop. There's something about this person. They want to keep coming back. Whether they do it intentionally or not, there is a piece of them that does know on some level how to push your buttons. So there's something with pushing your buttons here. Let's get the Page of Wands. But you are in this headspace and this heart space of standing up for yourself, fighting for what you want. With the Page of Wands, I'm getting the Devil energy. So conversation or maybe even realization around those restrictions, whatever's been holding you back, whatever's been making you feel like you're in a cage. And I say that because we also have right next to it, we have the Eight of Swords clarifying the Seven of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a self-imposed prison of the mind. And so this person knows how to push your buttons. They know how to get inside your head. They know how to make you feel a certain way. And so everything that you've been doing is to really, again, it's almost like if you lived along the coast and you were preparing for a hurricane season, you put the wood up on the windows, you have the sand, you have everything ready to kind of prevent as much as possible any kind of water, any kind of damage from happening to your property or to you, like anything happening to you. And so that's what you've been doing. That's a lot of the work that I'm picking up on. And it's setting yourself up so that this person doesn't have that power over you anymore. There is something really significant about the power that you're taking back. With the Two of Wands, King of Wands, this, whatever this is, because this feels like you're seeing a lot of the potential in yourself. It's not just the situation and your path forward, but it's how you play into it. It's the actions you take, the decisions that you make, and how does that impact where you're going. This is you taking your power back, believing in yourself, seeing the potential in what you can do. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay, so with the Ace of Cups, I'm getting the Ten of Cups. I love this. This is the start of a journey. Where you're going is emotional fulfillment. Could be with another person. Ten of Cups is one of those marriage cards, having a family together, that type of energy. With the Ace of Swords, I'm getting Temperance. I love it. A lot of balance, a lot of clarity. This Temperance energy, Sagittarius energy, is about seeing the big picture. That's where the clarity is also coming into play, is that you can see the truth of the situation. You can see how things belong together or how you interact with other people. And if, I'm going to use this only because it's popping into my head. So let's say that you meet somebody that's very similar or comes across that way, kind of like this person that you're letting go of from the past. Immediately you would have some sort of red flag. But because you're coming at it from a healed place, you're taking that step back and saying, is that really, am I seeing this person for who they are? Or am I seeing them through the lens of past pain and past hurt? Because what you're going to start to do is look at them for who they are. You're going to recognize that this person's not the same, that where somebody in the past may have come across like very lovey-dovey, like let's say it's romance again, very lovey-dovey, but it was not real. Whereas this person comes across very lovey-dovey, but they actually, that's who they are. And so there's that difference that you're going to pick up on, and you're going to see the truth in the situation. And then with the Judgment, I'm getting the Ten of Wands. Here is where you're making a final decision. You're closing out that chapter. You're not repeating anything here from the past. This is about moving on. This is about moving forward in a way that's very authentic to you, that has you coming at it from a healed place. You're not going to pick up additional responsibilities. You're not going to carry the weight of any kind of relationships, whatever those relationships are. It could be family, could be friends, could be work. It doesn't have to be romance, but if it's that, it's going to be the same thing, where you're just coming at this from a very healed place. So, wow, this is a really strong reading for a Wednesday. So this is the reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.